Welcome back. So now we're going to continue with verbalization. Verbalization. In the e-guide, you may see it reversed a little, and we may look at visualization first, but all three of these are in no particular sequence, so you can do verbalization, visualization. So now we're going to look at verbalization. Verbalization. So if you remember, I said that verbalization is the process of taking words, which are very, very powerful, and writing them down and or articulating them with our mouth through our speech, right? So now watch this. I'm going to be introducing you to a very powerful technique, and it's called the 3P formula. And what this is it's a way to formulate positive statements or affirmations. And some people kind of blow this off and they go, yeah, I've heard about affirmations before, but from what I'm seeing and from what I'm experiencing and what I've experienced myself, I know it works. But I had to see the evidence in other people who are trying this program as well. I've taught some of my students, I teach a student success class, and I've taught them affirmations in another context, how to use affirmations to improve their grades. And I've actually had students within a week or two come back and say it helped them pass a test that perhaps they hadn't passed before. So it's not like you couldn't tell whether the affirmations helped. They were very clear and adamant that the affirmations helped. And I've also had people writing me back telling me that they've been using the affirmations in this program and that they're starting to see a very real difference in their speech. Now, for some people this happens in a very short period of time, and for other people it takes months. So you may try this and you may feel good at first, and then you may not see a difference in your speech and go, oh, this crap doesn't work. Well, you have to keep doing it. Go back to the beginning of the program and remember that there's the principle of repetition and the principle of accumulation, that you have to keep doing it over and over, because what you're doing is you're reformatting, you're reprogramming, you're overriding programming that's in your self-concept, that's in your subconscious or your unconscious mind. You're reprogramming that stuff that's probably been there for years, okay? And so this takes time. For some people it happens sooner, for some people later. Very, very important to understand that. So in this, this technique of verbalization, we're talking about affirmations, and I'm going to give you the 3P formula. I call it the 3P formula. And so what I'd like for you to do is to write down these three things. Call it the 3P formula because there's three parts to this statement that you're going to write and say, and write or say. There's three parts of the statement. The first part is first person. Okay, so the first P stands for person, first person. So what's an example of a first person word? I, right? I. All right, the second P stands for present tense. Present tense. So it's first person, present tense. So an example of a phrase that's both first person and present tense is I am. I am, right? All right, and then the third P is positive. So first person, present tense, and positive. So you're going to write and or speak a statement that's first person, present tense, and positive. So an example of a phrase would be, I am an excellent speaker. I am a great speaker. All right. It's very simple, but it's oh so profoundly powerful. Just that statement. Those are the exact statements I used. And some people have asked me, well, how many times did you say it to? Well, I would say it to myself aloud when I could in the bathroom for 50 times every morning. Did I skip some mornings? Yeah. Did I get frustrated sometimes? Say, that's not working? Yeah. But I kept at it. I kept at it about 50 times. I'm an excellent speaker. I'm a great speaker. And I added some emotion, and I just kept saying it over and over. And at first it felt silly. I also heard something else kind of saying, that's stupid. That's not, no, you're not. You stutter. You can't speak. You're not a great speaker. You're not. You hear that and you feel this battle going on. And I've actually had people write me and tell me they've experienced the same thing. So I know it's true. You're going to feel and sense and hear this little battle going on between these positive affirmations and those beliefs that's been sitting in your subconscious, and as well that's formed your self-concept. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to begin to write and to say statements like, I am an excellent speaker, I'm a great speaker, I speak fluently all the time, right? And there's many, many others, but those are the ones that I would start out with. So that's the 3P formula. Now, there's two things that you will want to do with this. One, you'll want to write down these statements. Why? Because it really affirms the way that we learn, right? It kind of supplements and supports and reinforces the way that we learn. When you're thinking this statement, I am an excellent speaker, and you write it down, then you are actively involved in writing that statement down. So you're actually doing something. I'd write it on maybe some note cards or something. I thought that I had some here, but you write it down on a note card. So you're actually writing it down, and I'd write it down in a color like red or blue or something. You write it down and you can see it, you can manipulate that card, and you can feel it, right? You can feel that card and you can see the words. Then when you say it, I'm an excellent speaker, and when you think it, I'm an excellent speaker, then you're using multiple senses, multi-sensory learning, basically. So you're using multiple senses to affirm yourself with this statement, okay? So what you're doing is you're using a very natural process that we all have. You're using a very natural process to your advantage to make this transformation from where you are now to a fluent speaker. Make sense? So you're going to write it down, and then you're also going to say it. All right, so you can carry those note cards with you, and then all during the day, it's like an injection. You're just going to give yourself injections. I'm an excellent speaker. I'm a great speaker. Sometimes when you messed up, you say, I'm an excellent speaker. I'm a great speaker. That's okay. I messed up then, but I'm an excellent speaker. I'm still a great speaker. All right? And believe me, if you're just starting this, I hate to say this, but chances are you're probably going to mess up sometime. I mean, if you've been stuttering for a while, you're going to be saying this, and you're going to feel that battle. You're probably going to mess up sometimes. Keep at it. Keep at it. Remember the law of repetition, the law of accumulation. Take some time. Now, there's an advanced technique. You may not feel comfortable just yet saying, I am an excellent speaker, so you may want to say something like, I'm becoming an excellent speaker. Notice that? I am becoming an excellent speaker. Still very positive, right? Still very true, but now you're saying I'm becoming an excellent speaker. And some people feel a lot more comfortable saying I'm becoming instead of saying I am. They feel like they're lying to themselves. And you actually are. You're tricking yourself into believing that, because the power of your mind is that if you say something and you give yourself these positive statements, eventually what? You actually start to believe it. And your belief system is what formulates and what makes up your self-concept. That's how you see yourself. And the way you see yourself is the way you actually are, and the way you actually become, and the way you actually behave. Okay? You're also kind of rewriting, overwriting, or reprogramming your subconscious mind. That's what kind of operates you, right? That's what kind of sends you those messages so that you can behave or act or respond in certain ways. So you're reprogramming that. And as you do that, you actually start to make this transformation and see and feel and become this other person, this person that speaks fluently, that is an excellent speaker. Does that make sense? All right, so basically what we've talked about is the 3P formula. There's 3 parts to this statement. There's what? First person, present tense, and positive. An example is, I am an excellent speaker. I am a great speaker. 2 techniques within this that you want to use is you want to write these statements out, preferably using note cards in multiple colors. Second, you want to articulate them. You want to speak them aloud if you can. If you can't speak it aloud, then say it to yourself, right? And when we get to emotionalization, I'm going to show you how you add more emotion to it. Okay. Then we talk about an advanced technique, which is to say, I am becoming an excellent speaker. I am becoming a great speaker, if you don't feel comfortable saying the other one. Hopefully that makes sense. This has been a relatively short video, but it's packed full of powerful techniques. One particular technique, the 3P formula. This works. I'm getting chills just thinking about the power of this one technique. This really works. I want to encourage you to use it, to try it, and to keep at it. You can't just do it once or twice a day. It's probably not going to work. It might work, but it'll take a long time. I mean, tell yourself this all day long. Sometimes you're going to get sick of telling yourself. Keep doing it until you see the results. So, thank you once again. This is Michael Williams. In the next session, we're going to talk about visualization, how to use the power of your imagination, of dreaming, of visualizing, and of seeing in your mind kind of a movie of how you want to be. Okay, just as powerful as articulating as your words. So I'll see you in the next session.